Let's see how this goes.
So we're live all the way around. We are alive.
I'm trying to get in both cameras. This might be as good as it gets. How's that?
You're looking great. You look
I'm
like
off
the
to the
white
side.
Tara already.
Okay,
Uh,
this is strange, but here
uh,
we go. I think
I was
everything
just saying
sounds
to
good to
India,
me.
yeah, it sounds good here. There's no weird feedback or anything. I was
Okay.
just saying to India, I haven't been as excited as this for a long while because this is so kind of so special, and I'm so totally amazed and grateful and just delighted that this can happen and that this all happened, that we actually got it to this point, that we recorded this mantra, that it actually got released, and that it's already blessing everybody and being loved and sung and chanted. And so thank you so much, India. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. And please let me give you some thank yous, because once 2020 hit, I was really feeling like, why do I sing? Not that I love the act of singing, but humanity and nature and love were always my inspirations. And so I was getting skeptical about all three. And when you asked me to do this, of course, you had to call me a lot of times, like, do you have the files? But I'm glad that you pushed me, because I'm getting a lot out of having the mantra in my life. And the day that I wrote the melody, I thought, because you invited me to write the melody, and I thought I was gonna have to write it a few times until we got to one we liked. But you liked the very first one. And I remember the day that I wrote it, I was sitting in my prayer room and just in prayer, singing and letting it come out. And that was because I have a 20-year long meditation practice, and I use mantras, and of course I'm a singer, but I never fully had the visceral experience of the power of mantra until I was writing the melody. Because then it was like, oh, it's like it has that relaxing, hypnotic effect, because I was singing it to myself so much and singing, and it's very quiet. And I was in my prayer time, and as I was making up the melody, it was, going in that circular pattern, just singing it and finding new notes. And that was the first time I had that real visceral experience of what singing mantra does. Because I've sung lots of them and I know some of the different languages and stuff, but that visceral experience. And so you inviting me to do this gifted me that. And it's given me, I've had two new outlets for music, because, I was always my career and my songs and my songwriting and my touring and my work. And since 2020, I've been exploring sound healing stuff, which I thought was interesting, but I wasn't really into it. But the moment I stepped into that world, it just continues to deepen and grow and get deeper. And I'm like, understanding the 432 and the 528 and the 440 and different tuning forks and bowls and sounds and how they feel. And also with what it means to sing mantra, because singing lyrics is one thing. Like you were explaining to me when I was writing the caption for the release of this, the sounds themselves are the medicine. We don't need to know what the words mean. It's not about singing a story to someone or telling them your story. It's the sounds themselves. And so I've had a really great time being here. I'm on vacation and I see the song. I see the mantra everywhere.
Yes.
That's why I
Yes.
keep posting those videos. I'm like, when those waves
Yes.
crash, I just start hearing, oh, I just
Yes.
start hearing
Yes.
it. And
Yes.
so your invitation to this and your tenacity with me to get it done and to respond and to hear my ideas and to send the files has really opened up something inside that I thought I already had. Because healing power through music is also my intention with all my music. But it's deepened, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you better and getting to know Miten better and learning the place of mantra in my life. Now that I've had a taste of it, I'm like, oh. And I've been singing some of the ones that I knew just from the recordings of over years of different people singing them. And I am experiencing those differently too. So I'm excited about today and the release, because also, it's on your record. And so you all did all the background work. And I've never had that experience either. I always had to work really hard for every release and get the graphics done, all the stuff. And so when it came out, I was like, it just felt like a gift. Like, it's out. Oh, it's out. And then I was seeing this, now I'm seeing the mantra everywhere. And like, I got to watch the moon set last night and I just was hearing it in my head.
Wow.
And so you've given me a lot with this. So
Wow.
I've been waiting to tell you that, as you can tell. So thank you.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've given me a lot. This
When you
invitation has
just
given me a
mentioned,
lot.
when you just mentioned being in your meditation room with a melody coming, I just pictured it as because Tara is the mother of all goddesses, and the melody is it's like a lullaby. It's, for me, it's like such a melody that's kind of in our DNA already. It feels like a melody that's just has to be. And I just see Tara with the earth, like in her lap, and just soothing the earth, the Mother Earth, and like, I hold you, I'm there for you, you can call on me, like this beautiful Mother Goddess energy that's and the melody really conveys that. And it's with singing mantras, it's so different to singing lyrics, because there's nothing emotional about a mantra. You can't even kind of emphasize a certain word more than the other, because it just doesn't. It's such a different, like, even what vibrato you use on a mantra is so important, and for me it can take away or it can give to the mantra. There's certain vibrato that just doesn't fit, or phrasing, and it's just it feels so good and so right when you sing it. It just feels so in it, and so like channeling that Tara energy. That mother of all goddesses, Tara, she's called the swift responder, the one who comes as soon as we call upon this energy. It is there for us, it's there. And what's so beautiful about Tara is that she was the first, in a way, according to Tibetan Buddhism, she was the first woman to become enlightened. So, like, the story goes, she was actually a human being, and like, in ancient times, and she was so close to enlightenment, and then she was told, look, you can't do it in this lifetime, because if you're not in a male body, you cannot attain enlightenment. And she said, the notion of gender is for fools, and I know that most beings have attained enlightenment, or all beings have attained enlightenment in male bodies, but I'll be the first one to attain enlightenment in a feminine body, in a female body. And she did, and she said, I will come back forevermore as in a female body, in female form, in female form. And she then morphed into being an energy rather than a human being, through, in a different realm, in a kind of realm of light. And when we chant this mantra, and when it's kind of like dialing her frequency, like every sound is like a phone number. Every sound, even the sequence of these sounds, is important. So we dial her frequency, and there we tune into this energy of hers, and then we actually can channel this energy of hers into the physical plane by using it, like making these sounds, putting these sounds into our human ears, into our field, actually make them audible. So we become like kind of vehicles or transmitters for that energy. And then, so this mantra is for with Lama Tsultrim, who is the one who initiated us into this mantra, and who said, this is the climate change mantra. This is so important at this time. And when she said it, I immediately had this vision. We have to make this in some ways a benefit for Mother Earth, and for the proceeds to go to a charity that in some way contributes to the healing of this planet. And so we're tuning into that energy of balance of climate, of seasons, of of the right balance of natural forces.
And Lama Siltrim is the first of her kind.
And she's also she was the first feminine Tibetan Buddhist American nun, in about 50 years ago. So she opened that whole pathway for the feminine to be even more respected in the Buddhist lineages. And she's a female Lama, which is also, of course, not, it's not so many of those.
Mm-hmm.
So we have her blessings and she is so happy, and so she loves this the way we recorded it, and so you get to meet Lama, I'm sure. So Lama, I think you might be watching. I'm sending you all love, and all respect and all gratitude.
Yes, I'll be calling Lama. That's so lovely. The concept of knowing that she's listening to it is really touching. Yeah. And everyone else. And I told you what my mom said, who's also watching.
Oh, yes, please tell us again what your mom said.
So I have to tell you a little bit about my mom. She is a musician, and she taught me everything I know about music. And when she was a teenager, Motown wanted to sign her, and all these things. She had her own journey with music. And so she's also a masterful artist. She makes all my stage clothes, but she's masterful in a lot of ways. She makes jewelry and leather bags, and she's does oil paintings and drawings, and she's that person. And so she has a very critical eye and ear for things. And so she doesn't like everything I do. There are things where she's like, this, I want to hear more of this, or things like that. She's a very critical ear. She's very outspoken. So I could just say, "Oh, I did this song," and she's gonna tell me what she thinks, whether I ask or not. And sometimes it's critical advice, and other times it's, I love it, and she says exactly what she means is my point. I love it is one thing. Oh, that's touching is a different thing. Like your voice sounds great on here is a different thing. So when she heard this, she said, first of all, she went, "Oh my goodness. Oh, like, oh, this one." And she said, "If you are happy, it'll make you cry tears of joy. And if you're sad, it'll make you cry tears of cleansing." And I talked to her yesterday, just checking on her. It was a very casual talk. I was driving down the street, just talking to her on the phone. And I said, "People are really loving the mantra." And she said, "Not more than me."
Oh.
So
cleansing, we call it cleansing.
That's right. Yeah, it's definitely been cleansing and eye-opening for me, because I love nature and I love being in nature, and nothing is more healing for me than that. But like having the mantra align with it is just a whole different. It's making me see things in a different way. So cleansing whatever was covering. Yeah.
Do you remember your first mantra that you heard in your life?
It's gonna take me a second to recall. I remember really hearing mantra for the first time when I was in Hawaii, because that was the first geographical place in the world that would bring me healing. Like because I put my first album out in 2001, and the first time I went to Hawaii was probably 2005, because somebody was like, I actually saw a picture of Joni Mitchell, who's one of my heroes, standing on a cliff in Hawaii, nude. And I was like, I just want to go there. I just want to go there. And so I went, and I heard some somehow I heard mantra there for the first time on the North Shore of Kauai. I don't remember what it was right now. And then I heard a mantra album from my friend Tina Malia.
Oh.
And forgive me, I don't remember his name, but I think he's a Sikh. He has a long white beard, and he did this
They all do.
song. They all do, right? He has a long white beard. He wears white. And he did
Guru Singh. Guru
yes,
Singh.
it was Guru Singh. He did the song with Seal.
Yes.
And so I heard that, and then I dug more into Guru Singh, and then I heard Tina Malia and Guru Singh. But I don't remember exactly which the first one was, but I remember just feeling aligned with all of them, and like I just want to sing these, and they'd always be in my head as I was in Kauai. I don't remember the first one. I'm going to remember when we get off, of course. I don't remember the first one. And then I moved to New York in 2014, and I ended up being friends with why am I spacing on everyone's names? What is his name? I feel like you know him. Big guy. He has the band, the Hanuman.
Okay.
Why am I spacing? He's gonna come to me too. I should have thought about all this before we got on.
Yeah. No,
But
I had a thing today with names. It's a thing today. Very obvious names aren't coming. It's happened.
They are Krishnas. They're Hare Krishnas.
Oh, you mean Gauravani?
Gauravani, yes.
Yes.
So I befriended Gauravani and Ananta's sister. And so I would like chant with them sometimes. And it just always felt good. But those chants were different. You know, they like get ecstatic and it gets big and all that, and like all the call and response and the bigness of it and the ecstaticness, like it starts quiet and then it gets to like all that, which is so different. So I got a chance to experience and enjoy that too. And Genevieve Harrison, and hearing her take on mantra, like, because her voice is similar to ours, like a female contralto, delicate approach. But I don't remember the first one. I don't know. I want to go back and now remember what was the first one. But I know that I was like attached immediately, and they would stay in my head. I'd just be driving around, and one would pop in and pop out, another one pop in. As singers, things just always popping in. But this one is the one that's with me now. And I also created an album. I know through my meditation practice that mantra is about the rhythm and the sound of the words. But I still fell in love with mantra and singing them. And so I created a project called Songversation Medicine. And the intention of those songs, like they're more repetitive words, but they're English words. And it was released in 2015, and it was absolutely inspired by mantra because I wanted to capture that same feeling of I'm not trying to tell you a story, we're creating momentum with these words. And so,
that's where I Am Light. That's where I Am Light is in that.
I Am Light was a little bit earlier than that project, but I recorded it again for that project.
Yeah.
There's another song called Give Thanks, where I just sing all the praise words in all the languages I know. Like, I just sing all the words I know. Ashe,
yes.
Like I sing all the praise words I know. This last week, I've been asking myself, because I don't know what's going to happen with my next project, what I'm doing next, but I've been asking myself how to capture the energy of singing mantra, even if they are English words, like what the energy is and how to capture it. Or how to not capture, but how to allow it to move through. And of course, then also I've been asking, do they have to be words that we don't understand the meaning? Is that a part? Because I know for meditation with those mantras, it takes on a whole more hypnotic feeling when you don't know what you're saying. For me, when it's just the sounds and it's rhythmic. But I've been asking myself a lot this week, outside of it being words that maybe we don't know exactly what they mean, and the rhythm and the sound of the words, and less than the meaning. What else is there that you channel that makes something a mantra? Is there an answer
I mean,
to? Is there an answer to that?
I think there is an answer to that, and mantras are in Sanskrit language, and what makes Sanskrit different from any other language is that it's energy based, which means it's an energetic language, which means every sound is the equivalent to the manifestation, which means it's not a pointer. It's like when you sing love, you point to something that's love, and then every one of us has a different idea of what love is in a whole set of conditions, stories, everything, emotions. But the Sanskrit word is prema or prem for love. When you say that, it's direct. You don't get any of that of your whole, in a way, baggage, what you bring to each word, the meaning that it has particularly personally for you. So it's direct, like when you say prem, you're being your whole tuning, you're being tuned to the sound energy of love. So that's why, like the Sanskrit language was received in meditation by meditators thousands of years ago, who heard these sounds and then found a way to somehow make them with their human possibilities, with our mouths and voices. And so that's why they're not it's not a religion, it's not Hindu, it's not Buddhist, it's
a sound.
it's a sound, it's direct, and
Okay.
I always like to say it's a bit like with with eating broccoli, like like broccoli, we don't have to know why broccoli is good for us, but when we eat it, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? But we don't have to know the chemical construction of broccoli or
Right.
So the same with the mantra. We don't actually have to even know the meaning, but we have to use it. Actually, today Lama Tsultrim she told me this beautiful analogy of us being solar panels. We're like solar panels. Like the mantra is the light, the goddess is the light. Tara, or the mantra, is the light, and we have to put ourselves into the direction of the light, so we can receive the light, just like a solar panel. We have to also keep ourselves quite clean as much as we can. We have to keep our mind as open and as clean as possible, so we can actually receive. And then we use that energy, and then we channel the energy into our surroundings, like the solar panel then channels that energy into the house and heats and gives electricity and all that. So we receive the energy of the mantra, and then we can channel that into our surroundings, also by chanting the mantra and using that these sounds go into our field. And what's also really important is, what does that mantra, when we say, oh, does a mantra work, or how does it work? We shouldn't really have some kind of idea, okay, I sing this mantra and then the fire stops, because it's a mantra for, stopping fires, like that's what it says with this mantra, or stopping floods. It could be we chant this mantra and we have an idea of how to help fire. We have an invention comes, for example,
Right, because you're putting yourself in the way of the light.
Yeah.
So what comes through is the point.
Yeah, or we meet certain people. It creates a synchronicity of where we meet the right people at the right time, or ideas happen, or so just to stay open to however it's supposed to manifest, not to have to, like with healing mantras, often we think, oh, if I sing this healing mantra, my sickness is going to go away. It's most probably not quite that streamlined, although it can, who knows, but it could have any form, so it's just to open ourselves. Yeah. So in a way, that's why Sanskrit mantra is important. It's special. It's not. You can't really
equate it to anything else.
Yeah.
What was the first mantra you knew?
I mean, Gayatri mantra, because I literally was, I mean, I was born to it. My mom sang it to me when she was pregnant with me. And as a child, I sang it every night just before sleeping, like a good night song. So that was, I had no idea what I was singing. I didn't know that this mantra was known to anybody else on the planet, or that millions of people don't know this mantra. I didn't know what it was called. I knew that it had something to do with cleansing, that I understood from my parents, but otherwise it was just something okay, just
I love that.
and then I let it go when I was 10, and I could choose whether I do this or not. And then it came back to me at 27, 28, after I'd already been singing with Miten, who I met when I was 20, who opened that channel for me to even do something with music, because I'd never thought I would. I just fell in love with Miten and wanted to be with him all the time, and thought that was the best way would be to sing, because he's a singer. It was very naive and very and luckily our voices, felt good together, and he's been amazing with somehow, supporting me and challenging me and encouraging me. And then at 27, the Gayatri mantra came back into my life, and I realized it was a thing, it was something that somebody else knew as well. And then my voice opened again, like beyond my expectation, because I was so shy before. I didn't really even dare to sing alone in front of anybody,
I was like that too.
You were like that?
Yes, I didn't sing in front of anyone.
Wow, what happened? When
I started writing my own songs, and they meant a lot to me. And I had things I wanted to say. There was no other way to say them, to express all the stuff I was holding. So I started singing. But my mother told me she heard me sing for the first time when I was 14, and she went to her room and closed the door because she didn't want to scare me off, to let her know that I heard her. Let me know that she heard me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't sing around anyone. I barely looked people in the eye. I was very quiet. I was always very, very shy. And then music itself brought me out of my shell and helped me to start looking at life and wondering how to interpret things I felt into song. And I thought my songs, are what they are. But I have a question about the Gayatri mantra, because that's actually how we met. You asked me to listen to it because you said it was a lot, that it felt akin to my song I Am Light. And you actually, I was remembering this last night, you DM'd me back and said, did you listen? And I said, you're Deva Premal. Of course I listened. Do you remember? I texted, I was like, Deva Premal DM'd me and said, listen to it. And so of course I listened. And I love it. And I'm wondering, now that you're telling me this story, if you see a connection between what the Gayatri mantra means and Miten coming into your life, and how all of that happened and opened up. Is there a connection to being 8 and 10 and then 20 and 27 and all of that? Like, or even if not Miten, has there been a connection to the way that you see your life unfolding based on growing up singing that vibration?
I mean, it feels so divinely guided beyond beyond any, it's just so, nothing makes sense on a logical in a logical way. Us being so far apart in age, we're 23 years far apart in age, and that we would meet and that we would be so easy with each other, and we're still together 32 years later, and that he brought me into music, and then I could, because then suddenly when the Gayatri came into our lives, and I, which I kind of still regret to this day, that the first album that we put out of mine is The Essence, which has the Gayatri mantra on it. And at that point, I just needed it for myself, that it was a Deva Premal CD and not or album, and not a Deva Premal Miten. But everything we do is us two, really, And I wish I had said I Premal and Miten, because suddenly people were like, oh, who's that guy, who only had listened to the CD. and didn't know that he existed. And but then I could, then through me, or through that Deva Premal, door, people could then discover his songs, which, like your songs, which I find like the mantras in English, the songs that say what the mantras say, but they say it in English. And that's what we both love so much about your music, because you can listen to the lyrics and feel relax into the lyrics, and especially Miten being a songwriter and so tuned, like I'm more into the melody. I can kind of almost, the lyrics is not my first thing. I hear the melody, but he's such a lyric man, so he can't even listen to much music just because the lyrics are so jarring that he doesn't want to put that in his,
Yes, me too.
So that's why we both were so drawn to you and felt like, wow, there could be, some kind of. I was so surprised when you answered. It was so nice. I was so happy.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Because I haven't met Miten yet, not even on Zoom.
Shall I get him?
Oh, it's up to you. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm going to get him. 1 second,
Okay.
I see. Okay. 1 second.
I might adjust my camera. Let's see how this goes, y'all. I hope I don't knock anything over. Ooh. Oh, gosh. Oh. I was trying to show you all the beach that's right here, but I can't turn my phone around because everything will get knocked over. Let's see how this goes.
Hey, India. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Yeah, we're feeding back. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
Oh yeah? No, I hear. Are you feeding? Okay, let's do this again. 1 second. Funny, because here it didn't change. I thought it would work. Here.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
I take one.
Hey, I many things to say, but first of all, thank you for creating such a beautiful track with Deva and such a beautiful melody. Oh my God. It was just, as soon as I heard it, and when you first sent it over, we just fixed up a little microphone and immediately Deva started to sing the harmony to it. And it was just, that was when I knew it was really good, really special. Yeah, you, some amazing musician you are, and such a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for sharing. You know what? This is the start of something very sweet. I can feel, and I was just saying to David today, that when we sent you the Gayatri mantra, and you said, I'm not feeling this one, and you created this other one. And
did I do that?
Huh?
That is so me. That's very me, though. I forgot. In my mind, we just went right to it. So there's one that I didn't love.
Yeah, I think you didn't like the arrangement. I don't, the
Oh,
music
that.
arrangement.
Yes. I was like, there's two. Yes. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's very me.
Oh, it's good you did. Wow. And
wow.
I had a nice time together.
Yeah, I just learned that India was also shy once. I didn't. That was a surprise.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
I mean,
I still kind of am, but a different way.
Well, I think all musicians, in a way, we sensitive, in different ways. Huh? That's the way it is.
Yeah. Thank you for those kind words.
Oh, I hope when we come over to America next year, we'll be able to meet up. It would be so nice. Hang out for a while.
Cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot wait to sing this together on stage somewhere.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Deva and I have been practicing because I've been you and Deva's been her.
Okay.
I'm,
We might need to make it 3-part harmony.
oh no, I know, no. If you're around, I'm shutting up. This is between you and Deva. But we just sang it I think it was last week or week before for the first time. So we were just playing it and singing it together, and we sang it on the live stream one Saturday, and it was an amazing feeling because with what we do, it's a streaming thing, and there's many people all over the planet, and you could feel the pulse. You could feel that it started to have wings and legs, and people would, and it just carried on. Without us hearing anybody else singing it, we just got into it ourselves and let it roll, and you could just feel that afterwards people were messaging and saying, "Oh my God, that was so great." And so yeah, it's really, really great, really beautiful.
I'm excited about that. I told David before you came on that I'm grateful for her tenacity in pushing me, because I did want to do it. Things are slow. I have allowed things to slow down because I needed it. But I would have never been in this world and in this communication with the world this way without being a part of this mantra. So I'm grateful, very grateful. Because I feel it too. Like it was released. It was released, and I was like, "Oh, it's out." Because you guys did most of the work. And then I was like, "It's out," and then I could feel something too. Like, "Oh, wait a minute, no. People are really like, I'm feeling people with it. Like the way sometimes, like with my songs, I can feel when people are with me.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling all these people with it, and it makes sense. I just wasn't expecting it. I'm like, we did the song, and then it was out, and then I'm feeling all these people, and it's been really a blessing for me because I have not been feeling inspired much. But this has been a beautiful surprise.
A beautiful surprise. There's another song.
I have written a song called that.
He's also.
You too?
Yeah.
We need to do it together, man.
By the way, talking about that, we have to mention Joby. I'm sure you've been talking about
yes.
What a great guy, huh? He's such a sweetheart. I knew that guy when he was 18. He came over. I was in a band in Amsterdam, and we needed a drummer. And one of the guys in the band said, "I know this young English guy over there. If we can get him." So we called him up, and Joby, 18 years old, come and joined this band. He ended up playing the drums and keyboard pads at the same time and singing harmony. He was really, and he could do it better than all of us, back then. Now he's 40, he's about 46 now. He's up in Canada with a beautiful studio and his family up there. And he's been making some great music. We reunited after 20 years of not seeing him. And so he's really got that. He grew up. His parents were session singers in London in the 70s. So he grew up with in being in the studio, like with Gus Dudgeon when they were doing those early Elton John albums, and he was running around in the studio back then. Apparently, he just got the whole. His parents were so much into soul music. Was so big in England back then, but it still is. But when it was coming out in the 70s, Bill Withers and Marvin Gaye and everything that was happening, and so Joby kind of grew up with that vibe, and that music is really strong, and in a way me too. But he could really play it and share it. So I really want you to meet him. I know you guys have a great time.
I was astonished by his production.
Yeah.
When you all sent it, I was like, because some things are like really good, and then there are other things you hear that go, what made him think of that like that? Like, what made him think, like when you think it's gonna move, it moves a beat before, and I was like, what made him? My first thought was, what made him think like that? And that's always the highest compliment for me
Yeah.
about music. Like,
Yeah.
beautiful is one thing and amazing and that's smart. Those are different things. But like
Yes.
your mind works a special way to me is like the highest compliment. I can't. I will want to work with him.
Yeah.
I want to work with you all too more. I hope that we do. I hope from your mouth to God's ears that this is the start of something beautiful.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I
so.
think so too.
I call Joby the dream catcher
Oh,
because yeah, he can just catch that thing,
I had just hooked onto you saying that he lived in Canada with his family because I met him on Zoom, and in my mind, I'm like, there are some women I'd like to introduce him to. Like, I have a friend who's a singer, and she's so soulful. I'm like, oh, he's married.
He's married.
I had one friend in mind. I was like, she needs to meet this man. I just feel, but he just has it. He has something special. I look forward to working with him more and with you two more too.
He does.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll send you a couple of tracks that his daughter made. You'll enjoy them.
His
He's a
daughter's
singer.
an incredible
Yeah,
singer.
she's a great singer.
Incredible.
Too.
Awesome.
And a good composer.
Yeah.
She's a good girl.
Yeah.
We'll send you something.
Yeah,
You can
she's
hear.
amazing.
I'd love to hear that.
Oh,
So September 16th.
Yes.
September 16th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be moving into
Timeless.
my new home on September 16th.
Oh wow,
Oh,
good.
wow.
Oh good. It's an auspicious day.
Yeah.
Where you living now? You're in Nashville.
I live in Nashville.
Ah,
At the moment, I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
ah.
When Deva went to get you, I was trying to turn the phone around so I could show everybody the ocean, but it will fall apart because I have this literally taped. It's literally taped to the thing. But I'm here in the Pacific Northwest, just like listening to myself for a while, and then I'm gonna go home and pack up and move to my new house,
Oh,
which is not in
girl.
Nashville. But I don't want to announce where it is. But it's not in Nashville. I'll be leaving there.
Yeah.
So I'm excited
Beautiful.
about this. I'm excited about that. Excited about the future. Excited about singing together at some point. Maybe I don't even have to wait till you come to the States. Maybe I'll come out and meet you all somewhere or something.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Costa
We have a
Rica.
guest house. You got a guest house waiting for you, girl.
Okay. Okay. I need to make my way because I haven't been to Costa Rica.
Oh, you're gonna love Costa Rica, my
I
girl.
already know. In the guest house. Okay. Okay.
Got it.
And right now, right here in Germany, is the most epic thunderstorm. There is such lightning I've never seen in Germany. It's almost Costa Rica. Have you seen it?
It's
It's
Costa
just
Rica, isn't
totally
it?
across the sky.
I
Biblical.
love
It's-
thunderstorms and
It's
lightning.
too.
incredible. Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
So it's
So you all have a home in Germany too?
Yeah, I have an apartment here in Germany. Yeah.
literally, I was born in this room where I'm sitting. I'm literally sitting on the spot where I was born.
And
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Papa chanting the Gayatri mantra in the room. It's a special vibe in this place. It's really special.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's got some I mean, her father was a very special guy, he was an artist and very a unique and interesting guy.
I feel like I saw your father in a documentary.
No,
Am I making this up?
you're kind
I
of
think
making it
so,
up.
yeah. It's probably me.
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. I'm going to remember what I saw. They were saying it was your father and he was talking about you.
No, there's no footage. There's not
None.
one video of him. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh, wow. In the room where you were born.
Yeah, special. And when we recorded that first album, The Essence, it was way back in 1980.
1998.
Yeah, 98. Yeah. So we used a couple of ADATs and put up a little studio in this apartment where she was born, and that's the first time she heard herself back, really. Yeah, because she was only singing kind of harmonies with my songs, and but she had this when she started to chant the Gayatri, everybody had to just step back. 'Cause it was
Oh my gosh.
something was coming through really clean, So
So that was here recorded here in this apartment at
Wow.
Gayatri.
So I'm going to say something. I don't mean to put you on the spot. And of course, you will do what you want to do, of course. But for all the people who are on live because of me and are just meeting you, would you sing the Gayatri Mantra a little bit?
Yeah.
That would be so beautiful. Yeah.
I'll just get a little closer
I'm
here.
gonna give that to you. You can.
You're gonna.
I'm just gonna.
So this is that's why I reached out to India in the first place, because the Gayatri is really the light. It's like the light in sound, in sound frequency. So it's a mantra that invokes the sun, just like your song "Follow the Sun."
Start with some arms together.
Yes, yeah. Let's just have a beautiful Om together with a big breath. And breathing out through the mouth, just relax. And a big breath. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat.
That is so potent. I have to say something I wasn't sure I was going to say on her live. Throughout the course of my career, which has been 20 years, a lot of my listeners are, followers of Jesus Christ and Christians and devotees of that tradition. And I was raised a Christian too. Like in America, we say all Black people have some church in them, because we just all do. My father was a pastor and all that. And my spiritual expression is more expansive just naturally. Since I was a young kid, I believed some different things than my parents did and all that. And you can hear it in my music, my expansive spiritual beliefs. And because of that, some of my listeners are sometimes put off when I do anything that's not like down the middle that they understand or that they can interpret as Christian, because sometimes I'm not singing about Christian concepts, but they can hear it in there. But to me, that's the magic of music. You can hear lots of things in there. The goal for me is that people hear themselves in my songs. And so with doing this, I was interested. It was not a concern or worry. I was interested to see how people were going to receive me doing this with you. And listening to you just sing Gayatri Mantra, in my mind, I just kept feeling like no one can deny the love in it. You cannot deny the love in it. You can't deny the power in it. You can't deny the good intentions in it. I don't have to know what you're saying to feel the potent love. And there are, plenty of songs out here that have not an ounce of love in them. Like the things like we were just talking about, Miten not having a lot that he wants to listen to because of the words and because of the
Mm.
vibration. And so I've seen nothing but positive responses for anyone here who's on here because they're here because of me and they're just meeting you. I feel like that I can't imagine anyone here is not picking up what we're putting down.
Mm.
I can't
Yes.
imagine
Yes.
they're not picking it up. And also, I know that a lot of my listeners are actual music lovers. They're not necessarily with me because they like my clothes, or I think they like some of my clothes, or because they like, I think my mom has done a wonderful job, or that stuff. I think they're here because they're music lovers and they love, and as deep music lovers, they listen to the things I say. They really hear the words and they take it in. And I feel like that kind of person, when they hear you chant that in the room where you were born, like, and all the energy that just carried, I just feel like it's undeniable.
Mm.
And I think that with both of our goal, which is to help people heal and to become more whole and to bring them closer to themselves and closer to their understanding of God, what I know, and just I felt it all week, but what I felt just now is I just know there are going to be a lot of my listeners who are going to discover the sound healing in mantra through this and through you, and like going deeper into your body of work, because I had never heard anything that made me feel like that, right? Even like I've heard your recordings and I had to stop myself from harmonizing because I knew there's a delay. I'm like, it's going to sound ridiculous, but I really had to stop myself because I've listened to it so much and have harmonized with it so much. I don't get all the words. I don't get all the sounds right, but I get the notes. And I had to stop myself from singing just now because it gets in your heart. And I just know that there are going to be a lot of people who are coming to you through me, that it's going to get in their heart that there are more things out there that you can listen to, and the gap that is left with popular music, because people make it for different reasons. That gap that's left, there are lots of other things filling that gap that I think people are going to now begin to discover through this and through you. Nothing has ever made me feel like that. Even the recording doesn't make me feel like what you just did right there. So I just had to say all of that.
I totally hear you. I was thinking of that, and that's the important thing for me, that it's not religion, it's not a belief. You don't have to subscribe to a whole religious concept. It's direct. It's just what you. That's why the mantra also can't be translated, because it's different for every one of us. Whatever we feel in that moment when we chant, that's the meaning for us. It's your meaning. That's how it affects your life, how it affects your energy, your body, mind, organism. And so it's direct. There's no concept, there's no belief, there is no.
Like Lama said, you're just a solar panel.
Yeah.
And how you receive it is how you receive it.
Yeah.
And how you process it is how you process it.
Yeah. And it's so important to that's why I made this post about the prayer wheel, because we're all channels. We don't have to be good singers to be a channel. We don't have to do even anything to be a channel. Somebody wrote to me today, I wish I could affect the world as you do. And I said, we have no idea who affects the world in which way.
That's right.
Some of us just sit silently in a cave, and that's how we affect the world. And so we just that's like with your album Worthy, just that we feel we are worthy to share love,
That's
and
right.
and it needs us all to do that in our own way. We all sing our song.
That's right. That's exactly right. I don't have anything. All I have to say is that's right. I when I do my performances, they're always it's weird talking about yourself as an artist. Anyone here who's seen me, they know there's a journey that I go on with the songs. Like I sing them in a certain order. I'm sure you do, for a certain reason. And a lot of what I was doing and continue to do with the album Worthy is to remind people, because social media has people confused, I think, more than ever. Like, they think that you have to have a big platform and a big voice, and you have to look a certain way and have a lot of people listening to make a difference. But what we remember, like pre-social media, like we all had school teachers and people who said that just right perfect thing to us at the right time. I had a school teacher who helped me to, she was my music teacher in elementary school, and we were singing a scale because we had to get tested to be in the choir, and we were singing a scale, and she was like, you have great pitch. And I was like, because I come from a family of singers, but nobody ever told me I could sing. We all just sang. So she said, you have a great pitch. And I thought that was special. And then we were going down on the scale, down, 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 down. And she was like, wow, you have an amazing range. And when I was a kid, I thought range meant that you could go up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, but both of us know that range, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
And just having that one teacher just go, wow. All she literally went was, wow.
Yeah.
She was going down. She just kept saying, wow. And there's somebody right next to you that just needs to hear you say, wow, to them, And so that's the story that I share when I am doing the Worthy performances, because we need all hands on deck at all times anyway. Like, it's just what we need.
Yeah.
And so we are all worthy. I'm still vibrating off of you. I know
move a little bit to your right, because
if I go that way, then you can't. This one is on that one, and then this one is off that one. Okay. Because the tape, I'm just trying to make it work. And I'm scared to touch the phone because I'm scared I'm going to turn us off. Let me see if I can move it again. Yeah, this one is not even.
That's okay.
It feels like it might be time to go anyway, because my phone is on 10%.
Yes, no, that's good. We had a beautiful, it's all perfect.
I'm halfway in between everyone right now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this time. Thank you, Miten, if you can hear me or not.
We cannot hear you, but what can say something? What did you want to say?
No, just say goodbye. I'll be leaving.
Yes, we're leaving. You got to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you soon.
Yes, I can't wait to be with you guys in person soon. And I look forward to hearing more music. Anything you want to share, anytime.
Sure thing, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey.
You guys are the best.
And thank you, Sherry, for making it happen.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yes.
Love everyone.
Everybody. Namaste.
Namaste. Bye, Mom.
Oh, yes. Simpson. Love you.